Hey guys, I wanted to, excuse me, I wanted to tell y'all what was going on. I got a couple things here, and I was gonna go Facebook Live with it because I really like doing Facebook Live, but I can't, be just, I'll lose track of my story. Anyway, first off, found out yesterday from an email from the bank that, we're supposed to have a scheduled power outage today. So the national grid has scheduled a power outage. So don't know what time or how long it's going to last or anything like that. All we know is that the bank is closing at 3:30. So what that tells me is two possible scenarios here. One, it ain't going to be very long. Maybe a couple hours or so, maybe an hour. And be back on in time maybe for dinner. Or it means it could be 6-8 hours it's going to be out. They had a scheduled power outage over the winter for a town up north. And it was a scheduled, I think it was a 6-hour power outage over winter. And I was like, oh my God. We have experienced more power outages up here in the almost 11 months we've been living here than we ever did in the 10 years we lived on Marindale and Evansville. So I'm like, oh wow, just pick a time when the power goes out and do what you need to do. Like last night it went out for just a I don't know, 15-30 seconds, come back on, did this 3 times. I think one of them lasted I don't know, a couple minutes or so, something like that. 5-10, I don't know, but it went out. And so it's we have more power outages up here than I've ever experienced in my entire life, even when I was a kid. So anyway, so now, you really don't know what to plan for dinner. I mean, we got some stuff. I just hope this rain stops because if the rain stops, then we can use our griddle grill and fix some dinner. Well, we won't be fixing dinner. Eric will probably fix the dinner. But anyway, now my second thing that I wanted to tell y'all about. Yesterday evening, I brought the dogs outside to use the bathroom. And it was probably about 6 o'clock in the evening. So I come out, I opened up the door, and as soon as I opened up the door, I saw him. And, okay, now first off, I'm not so naive as to think that, there aren't any critters up here, because I know there are. But we had critters in Evansville too, but we just didn't see very many of them. We had mice and stuff, but so anyway, I opened up the door and I saw him. The dogs they walked right past him like it was nothing. These are dogs that will chase after a chipmunk, a cute little chipmunk. They eat from your hands if you get them. If they come around enough, you can get them trained to eat out of your hands. We've done that before. I got pictures of it and stuff. So anyway, the dogs walk right past him. All I could do was scream. I was screaming at the top of my lungs for Eric to come out here. He was just in the living room, right over there behind that door. And I'm surprised Duffy didn't hear me screaming, and she lives down across the road from the corner, and I'm surprised she didn't hear me screaming. But anyway, so I had to scream 3 times at the top of my lungs to get Eric to hear me. And then I step back in here, and he's coming through the kitchen, and he goes, "What?" If someone is screaming that loud, you might want to pick up the pace a little bit. And I'm going, "Come here, come here, come here." He walks out the door and he's like, "What is wrong?" I said, "There is a snake crawling across our deck." And he was like, "Yeah?" Okay, first off, this thing was huge. Okay, huge. He was every bit of 12 to 18 inches long. He was huge. He was probably he looked like this big around. I know he wasn't. He was probably like this big around, maybe. To me, that's huge. That is huge. 12 to 18 inches long, slithering across our deck. Okay, now I know, like I said, I'm not so naive as to think we don't have any critters up here, because I know we do. But the deck area is getting a little too close to my personal space. You know, stay out in the wood. We got plenty of woods up here. Stay out there. And you know what Eric did? Eric let him slither under our... He just went down into a hole. And I'm like, what are you doing? Grab him by the tail, sling him out in the woods or something. I was like... He goes, oh, he's fine. He'll go under the deck. And I'm... Yeah, under the deck, which is attached to the house. So now I'm thinking he's coming in. I don't want to be waking up to no snake in the house. Anyway, I realize, you know, we haven't even been up here a year. And you know, I've learned a whole lot of stuff. I really have. I've learned a whole lot of stuff. And I realize over time that all of this is going to be second nature, you know. And I'll, you know, one day I'll walk out and I'll be like, oh, there's a herd of buffalo running up the road or whatever, you know. I don't know. But I guess I'll just be glad when all of this is like somewhat second nature for me. And I opened up the door and I'm like, oh, there's a 18-foot snake on our deck, Eric. You know, whatever. I don't know. I haven't ever had to deal with these guys face to face. You know what I mean? And like, I don't stick around and ask for identification. To me, that's kind of like a spider. I see a spider. Spider needs to be killed unless he's out in the woods or whatever. I know they eat insects. I know they have a purpose. But just don't bring your purpose into my personal space. You know, I can't I can't deal with that. I have a hard time dealing with that. I know I'll get used to it. I'll come around. I don't want to move. I really don't. I like it up here. I love it up here. I really don't want to move. But it's going to take a little time to get used to. So anyway, that's my story that I wanted to tell y'all. And like I said, I didn't go live because I was afraid I'd get distracted and forget where I was going with this. But I had to tell you about that snake. Woo! And like, I don't know which ones are poisonous and which ones aren't. Eric said it was a gardener snake, or I don't even know what they're called. It's a snake. A snake is a snake is a snake. He was slithering across our deck, and I was like, oh my God. So anyway, that was my story. I had to tell you all about it. But hope y'all have a great day. It's rain. I really hope this rain stops, because if we have that power outage, I really need to have dinner cooked on that griddle grill. But anyway, weekend's almost here, guys, so have a great day and enjoy yourselves. Love each other. Be nice to each other. Everybody needs a friend. You know, you never know what people are going through. So try and make somebody's day a little bit better. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later, and love you guys. Have a great one.